6:1 ratios. The definition of a ratio is a comparison of two numbers. You can see ratios a lot of different ways. All of them, except for the third one, you really can say 4:5. So even with a colon in it, that is read 4:5. Oops. That is read 4:5 right here. Then you have literally 4:5. 4 out of 5 on commercials all the time. You might hear 4 out of 5 dentist survey recommend you chew Trident, stuff like that. That's a ratio. And then finally, the last ratio is a fraction, and that's really what we're going to do. So you're going to be given all different kinds of circumstances with numbers, and you're going to write them as a ratio, as a fraction in simplest form. So sometimes you might see something that's like this: 10 roses out of 12 flowers. When you see that, the first number definitely comes out on top, the second number comes out on bottom, and you would write 10/12. But notice that this says simplest form, so you have to take 10/12 and reduce it to 5/6. Don't forget that you have to reduce it. Okay? So that would be 5/6. Questions about that? All right. The next one, 25 women out of 35 shoppers. Anybody got an idea of what that should be? Shane?
25 over 35?
Yep, you should definitely write 25 over 35. And then Shane, is that a final answer?
No.
No, what should we do?
You reduce it.
Okay.
5 over 7.
Yep, to 5 over 7. So what I have written there is exactly what I would expect for you to write. You'd start out with 25 over 35 because that's what it tells us, and then you would go 5 over 7 because it reduces to that. Questions about that? You're just comparing things. You're just comparing things. Okay, now, those things, you know, there's no mathematical units with those, so you just gotta take them for what they're worth. But you're going to end up getting some things like that are a little more mathematical, just like this. Ratios must be in the same units for both numbers. Okay? Well, when you're talking roses and flowers, there is no units, and women and shoppers and other things, there is no units. But when you see something like 25 inches to 2 yards, that's where we're talking about, all right, there's units. So, Trayton, we start out like this. I'm going to help you out to begin with, and then I'm going to let you help me finish it. You would definitely have to write 21 inches over 2 yards. You have to start like that. You have to use the units that are there, because you can't just say 21 over 2, because that is not true. So Trayton, we need to put these in the same units. What you want to do is take the one that's the biggest unit, the biggest kind of measurement, and break it down to smaller ones. So out of inches and yards, which is the biggest? Yards. So do you know how many inches are in a yard? Do you know how many inches are in a foot? 12. So let's write over here, there's 12 inches in 1 foot. Do you know how many feet are in 1 yard? 3. Okay, so let's go that route. So if there's 12 inches in 1 foot, how many inches would be in 3 of those feet? 36. So then what really comes out of that is there is 36 inches in 1 yard. Okay, so Trayton, we got 21 inches over 2 yards. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to put 21 inches. Instead of 2 yards, how many inches would that be? Instead of 2 yards, how many inches would that be? 36 times 2, which would be Yep, 72. So you have to change this to the same units, 21 inches over 72 inches. Now, once you get the inches are the same, you get rid of the inches, and we say 21 over 72, and then the last thing you have to double check for is if there is a common factor we can take out of there. Do you think there is? Well, maybe you don't know. On 21, what numbers go into 21? 3 and 7. Well, does 7 go into 72? Evenly? No. But 3 might. There's a trick. If you want to see if 3 goes into 72, you add up the digits. 7 plus 2. And that is 9. Does 3 go into 9? Yep. So then 3 has to go into 72. Did you know that trick? Well, you probably were taught that a while ago, but there is a trick like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to divide them both by 3. So definitely 21 divided by 3 we can do as 7. But we got to work on that 72 divided by 3. Trayton, what do you think? I'm going to let you help me. 3 into 7, how many times? 2. And I'm going to, 2 times 3 is 6. Yeah, 24. So 21 inches to 2 yards is really the ratio of 7 to 24. Please don't forget that if they have units of measure, you've got to make those units of measure the same before you can just write it as a ratio. I have some other information here that I know you may need for your homework. Some conversions. So pints, quarts, gallons. 1 quart is equivalent to 2 pints. And 1 gallon is the same as 4 quarts. So you will probably need that in your homework. Does anybody have any questions?